Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13's Good Day Utah.
Well, if you're looking for more happiness in your life, author Stephen Fogel thinks gratitude is the answer. Still ahead, we'll sit down with him to learn more about his keys to better health.
Health and happiness, two things many of us would like more of in our lives. And according to one author, the key may be gratitude.
Simple as that. Stephen Fogel joins us in studio this morning to talk more about his new book, and you brought it along with us. It's titled, Your Mind is What Your Brain Does for a Living. Learn how to make it work for you. Do people have different definitions of gratitude? It means something different for everyone?
Yes, they do. What I've come to understand is if you wanted to put it and explain gratitude, and if you wanted to put it in a mathematical equation, what it would be is gratitude equals declaration, meaning we say things, and our neuroplasticity. And what neuroplasticity is the book has a lot of neuroscience in it, all at a layman's level. And we used to believe that we only used about 10% of our mind, and that if we could harness the rest, we'd have superpowers. Now, because of digital imaging, like MRI stuff, you can see the mind working, and it looks like a Doppler weather report. It's working all over the place. So now we know that we use 100% of it. So what neuroplasticity is that it's kind of like when you go to the gym. You may be Mr. without muscles, but if you work hard enough at it, you can transform your muscles. So it's just applying that to the neurons and getting them to start building up their stuff. So when you make a declaration, I am gratitude, and I have a lot of gratitude for my girlfriend. So she's sweet and nice and everything. So when I say that to her, it really records it in my brain and makes it real. And then the neurons start building up that muscle tone. So just saying something and declaring it helps make it real. And the more you say it, just like your muscles, the more pumped up they get.
Well, give me an idea. How much power is there in this science of positive psychology?
If you were to, in the pharmaceutical business, the average rate of new drugs with placebo is about 50-50. So if any drug, if they give it to a patient, sugar pill versus real drug, half the ones that get the sugar pills do just as good as the people with the other. So that's been a well-known fact for many, many, many years. So if you use that as the example, no question about it, what we believe. And like one of the other things that I write about is that generally everybody has a voice in their head, whether they're aware of it or not. And most of us believe the voice in our head is me, as opposed to it's just a part of me. So the way I look at it, it's like the being. If you believe in God, it's the godliness. If you believe in a higher self, whatever you believe in, we know that if we simply ask our higher self what's going on, it'll say, hey, don't bother with that if it's nothing. But in your mind, you'll say, gee, that guy insulted me. It's going to ruminate for days about it. But the higher self knows it doesn't make a difference. So all of that ties right back into the placebo effect.
Very intriguing stuff. It's all about gratitude. It'll help with our health and happiness. We appreciate Stephen Fogel for stopping by.
And the other thing it will do is it will help with your relationships. When you do it authentically, people know that they like you and they can trust you and they will gravitate to you. Do it inauthentically, they'll walk the other way.
But if you're just starting out, how do you get, if it's just trying to incorporate thankfulness other than on Thanksgiving one day a year, it may seem sort of inauthentic in the beginning.
The way I do it is with a gratitude exercise, and generally I meditate a couple of times a day for 20 minutes, and it's just being in a quiet room. And usually before that, if I'm doing it with my partner, I will say the things that I'm really appreciative for that day, and just saying it makes it real. And when people die, nobody ever says, I'm sorry that business deal fell through. What everybody remembers is the loving incidents of people. So when you just bring those up, it makes your life really far more worth living.
Stephen Fogel, fascinating. And the book is called Your Mind is What Your Brain Does for a Living. Thanks so much.
Thanks for your time to us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.